Your relationship with Jay-Z has had its ups and downs. How do you reflect on that dynamic now? And do you think it's possible for you to collaborate in the future?
It's another good question. This is a good question. Look, Jay-Z, a lot of people don't know. It's a funny situation with Jay-Z because I knew Jay-Z before he got popular.
I said the Rock Nation brunch ain't of nothing but Jay-Z putting a bunch of on the lawn and then going in the back door and saying, I told you I still run this shit. Give me the money.
Jay-Z has long been accused of exerting heavy control over the artists under his wing, and now new allegations are bringing those claims back into the spotlight. Gillie the Kid recently revealed that Jay allegedly tried to trap him in an unfair contract, forcing him to work tirelessly while earning very little in return. But according to Gillie, it didn't stop there. It's been said that Jay had a pattern of controlling artists under Rockefeller Records, and if they didn't comply, he would allegedly limit their opportunities and hinder their careers. Now, Cam'Ron, known for speaking his mind without hesitation, has also weighed in on the situation, adding even more fuel to the fire. But the biggest question remains. Did Jay really go as far as to make serious threats against Gillie? The drama is unfolding fast, and there's a lot to unpack. Let's dive into it.
Dame was gonna make me the president of Rockefeller.
That's his office. Was that has to do with this office you was talking about earlier?
No, we just housed the office.
He housed the office.
That was a closet.
Okay, that wasn't the same time that you was the president?
It never really came to fruition, me being the president.
You being the actual president. Okay.
He wanted to make me a president.
Okay.
And I don't think he talked to Jay about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I
Jay-Z's aggressive business tactics have been talked about for years, but the allegations just keep surfacing. More and more people are coming forward, claiming that he took advantage of them, whether through restrictive contracts, unfair deals, blackballing, or even alleged threats against those who didn't comply. Now, Cam'Ron is shedding even more light on what really happened behind the scenes at Rockefeller. In recent interviews, he hasn't held back, revealing details about his own experience working under Jay-Z's leadership. For some background, Cam'Ron was brought into Rockefeller by Dame Dash, his longtime childhood friend. At the time, he had already been through rough experiences in the music industry. He previously had a difficult deal with Sony Epic Records under Tommy Mottola, and before that, he was signed to Lance Rivera's label, which collapsed due to financial issues. Having already faced setbacks, Cam'Ron was determined to succeed when he arrived at Rockefeller, and succeed he did. In 2002, he dropped his third and most successful album, Come Home With Me, which featured major artists like Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, and Memphis Bleek. He also had top-tier producers such as Kanye West and Just Blaze working on the project. The album was a turning point in his career, but despite the success, things behind the scenes weren't as smooth as they seemed. The tension within Rockefeller was growing, and now Cam'Ron is revealing what really went on during that time. That same year, Cam'Ron starred in Paid in Full, a film produced by Dame Dash alongside Mekhi Phifer and Wood Harris. His career was on fire. He was making major moves at Rockefeller, building his name in both music and film and solidifying his place in the industry. But this is where things allegedly took a turn. Reports suggest that Jay-Z wasn't thrilled about Cam'Ron's rising success. Jay has been known to maintain control over his position at the top, ensuring that no one in his circle outshined him, especially if they weren't personally co-signed by him. Cam'Ron's achievements, however, were a direct result of his own hustle, talent, and strategic networking, which reportedly didn't sit well with Jay. So what happened next? Allegedly, Jay-Z began working behind the scenes to slow down Cam'Ron's momentum. It's said that the first step in this process was attempting to control who Cam'Ron associated with, even when those connections were strictly for business. Cam'Ron has explained that when he first joined Rockefeller, he made an effort to get along with everyone. He understood that the label already had its own structure, and he wasn't trying to disrupt it. However, despite his approach, tensions began to rise, and what followed would change everything.
When I got to Rockefeller, you know, I ingratiate myself with everybody.
That's a big word, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm trying to everybody.
Okay,
I'm trying to say,
good.
They already have something going, and I know.
Ingratiate. Look that up later.
Yeah.
You're like fast-tracking your situation.
Trying to be cool with everybody, because y'all got your own thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to come in here and seem like I'm stepping on whatever.
But Jay-Z wasn't about to let Cam'Ron just slide in and take up space at Rockefeller without a challenge. The first red flag came when Cam'Ron brought DJ K-Slay into the office, thinking nothing of it. However, Jay-Z was reportedly furious. The reason? K-Slay had played Ether, Nas's infamous diss track against Jay-Z, and Jay apparently still held a grudge. So when he saw K-Slay at Baseline Studios, he turned to Cam'Ron and said, "You gotta be careful who you bring around here. I might have just slapped him." Cam, caught off guard, had no idea there was an issue between Jay and K-Slay, but he brushed it off and respected Jay's space. Things only got more tense from there. Cam'Ron started noticing a strange energy whenever he approached Jay-Z with an idea. Whether it was collaborating on a record or discussing a business move, Jay always seemed dismissive. Cam would be in the studio trying to work, and instead of engaging, Jay-Z would give him a look as if to say, "That's cute." He never outright disrespected him, but the vibe was undeniable. As Cam'ron's success in the industry continued to grow, the tension became more apparent. One day, Jay finally acknowledged it. He told Cam'ron, "Yo, it feels like there's some tension here." Cam, never one to shy away from confrontation, responded directly, saying, "If there's tension, let's clear it up right now." Jay agreed, and they ended up recording a song together, but that didn't mean the issues were resolved. Jay-Z soon made a power move that sent a clear message. Cam'Ron had been working on a track with PD Crack, and just before the song was set to be released, Jay-Z stepped in and ordered PD to remove Cam's verse completely. Just like that, Cam'ron's contribution to the record was erased. But Cam wasn't one to let things slide. Years later, after parting ways with Rockefeller, he got his revenge by removing Jay-Z's verse from one of his own songs, proving that the tension between them had never really disappeared.
When I got to Rockefeller, shit got a little. Dame had different distribution. He had Elektra, he had a whole bunch of different, besides Def Jam Rockefeller. And I told Dame before I went to Def Jam Rockefeller, I don't want to come to Rockefeller at Def Jam. Let's do Rockefeller, Elektra, Atlantic, wherever you have a distribution. Like Cam, Def Jam's the move. I'm telling you, this the best bet because I got over there in the choco. I said, all right, cool. But I came out of the bad situation. I knew I was already getting jerked, so pause, when I was at Epic. So I'm like, when I come up there, I'm gonna be a monster. I came up there, did what I did, got cool with Def Jam, Kevin Loud, shout out to Kaiser, Julie Greenwald, Leo Cohen, of course, the whole staff at Rockefeller, but I was moving too fast for them, my opinion. Not Jay-Z, Dame, or Biggs, other artists. You gotta realize it's a lot of personalities you gotta deal with.
Everything came to a head in late 2002 when Dame Dash made a bold move that would shake Rockefeller Records to its core. Without consulting Jay-Z, Dame decided that Cam'Ron should be named the new president of the label, with Beanie Sigel as his vice president. For Cam'Ron, this was a monumental moment. After years of grinding, proving himself as both a top-tier lyricist and a savvy businessman, he was finally being recognized not just as an artist, but as a leader. At the time, the Diplomats were making serious waves in the industry, Cam'Ron's solo career was thriving, and now Dame was offering him a position of power within one of hip-hop's most influential labels. To Cam, this wasn't just a title, it was validation. It was proof that his hard work, his strategic moves, and his ability to navigate the industry were all paying off. And since the offer came straight from Dame Dash, one of Rockefeller's co-founders, there was no reason for him to doubt its legitimacy. What Cam'Ron didn't realize, however, was that Dame hadn't discussed this decision with Jay-Z, and that one critical oversight would change everything. At this point, Cam was moving at a fast pace in the industry. He had a sharp business mind, understanding exactly how to allocate funds for marketing, promotion, and studio time. In his own words, he was working faster and more efficiently than most of the artists on Rockefeller's roster. So when Dame handed him the opportunity to take on a leadership role, Cam saw it as yet another strategic move in his favor, one that would elevate both his career and his influence within the label. But what he didn't anticipate was how Jay-Z would react to the news and the power struggle that would soon follow.